Every month, millions of people experience the exact same moment without realizing it may be shaping the rest of their financial lives. A paycheck arrives. The balance looks healthy. For a brief second, the pressure disappears. Then the invisible countdown begins. Rent claims its share. A car payment follows. Credit cards quietly collect what they're owed. Subscriptions renew in the background. None of it feels like a mistake because every payment tells a story you've been taught to believe. A nicer apartment means you're moving up. A luxury watch proves your hard work paid off. A newer car shows you've made it. The purchases feel different, but they all solve the same emotional problem. They don't just change how you live, they change how you're seen. And somewhere along the way, approval quietly becomes more valuable than freedom. Nobody announces the trade. It happens one decision at a time. The unsettling part is that the world rewards the image immediately. Friends notice the car. Coworkers compliment the watch. Social media celebrates the vacation. The applause arrives long before the financial consequences do. That's why the trap feels so safe. It never looks like a trap while you're inside it. Behavioral economists have spent decades studying why rising income often leads to rising spending instead of rising wealth. The answer isn't simply poor money management, it's something far more human. We naturally adapt to every upgrade until yesterday's luxury feels like today's necessity. What once felt extraordinary slowly becomes normal, and normal becomes impossible to give up. Then reality breaks the pattern. You meet someone whose life doesn't match the rules everyone else seems to follow. They earn less than many people around them. Their clothes are simple. Their car is older. They rarely talk about success, yet they never seem desperate for the next paycheck. They don't chase attention because they already own something attention can't buy. Financial breathing room. That's when an uncomfortable question begins to surface. If wealth is supposed to look expensive, why do the people who seem most financially secure often look the least interested in proving it? Maybe the biggest expense in modern life isn't luxury itself. Maybe it's the endless cost of convincing the world that you've already made it. And if that's true, who has been selling that idea all along? The answer was never hiding inside your paycheck. It was hiding inside the rules you accepted without questioning. Every day, an entire industry competes for one thing long before it asks for your money. It wants your attention. Luxury brands don't simply sell watches, they sell identity. Car companies don't just advertise engines, they advertise respect. Social media doesn't tell you to spend more. It quietly convinces you that everyone else already has. Before long, success stops feeling like something you build and starts feeling like something you have to display. That's why the system is so difficult to recognize. Nobody forces you to buy anything. The pressure feels voluntary because it arrives disguised as ambition. Then comes the reward. Compliments, attention, validation. For a moment, it feels worth every dollar. But the feeling fades faster than the payment does. The monthly bill stays. The excitement leaves. So the cycle begins again. Upgrade after upgrade, raise after raise. Yet the finish line somehow moves farther away. Meanwhile, someone else is playing an entirely different game. Their lifestyle changes slowly, but their ownership grows quietly. They buy assets before appearances, investments before impressions, freedom before recognition. They understand something most people discover too late. Wealth isn't built by looking successful. It's built by reducing the number of things that silently demand your future income. That's why real financial freedom rarely announces itself. It doesn't need to. It lives in choices, the ability to say no, the confidence to ignore trends, the freedom to walk away from work you no longer need. Suddenly, the entire picture changes. The expensive watch was never the real cost. The cost was every investment delayed to afford it. The luxury car wasn't the problem. The years spent working just to keep it were. That's the hidden price almost nobody sees. Some people spend decades collecting symbols that tell the world they're wealthy. Others spend those same decades quietly becoming wealthy while almost nobody notices. In the end, one life is built on appearances. The other is built on ownership. And ownership almost always wins. So before your next purchase, ask yourself one question that may change the way you think about money forever. Am I buying something that improves my image or something that improves my future? Because the moment you stop paying for approval is often the moment you finally begin paying yourself. If this changed the way you see wealth, subscribe for more documentaries and tell me in the comments. What do you think is the most expensive thing people buy just to impress others?